Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. Nerd in Texoma back here with another video. It's still August, it's still hot as heck in Texas here, so fan noise will be in the background. Please forgive that. It's actually so hot in Texas right now that not in the city that I live in or live on the outskirts of, but the next city over named Sherman, part of the road is actually buckling up in front of the Arby's. That's how hot it is. And let me give this a little tilt right quick because I see that the Dalek is not hanging right. I think I shot it over too far. It's looking better now. Okay, cool. But in nerdy news, as y'all have seen in recent videos, the G2 Legacy Evolution Toxitron Transformer figures are starting to hit the Walmarts in my area. You know, because I showcased the Mirage figure here a couple weeks ago when he popped up and I could actually find him. Since then, I found the other two deluxes, and especially the one that I was most interested in, which was the unreleased G2 weird as heck, I guess, flame design jazz figure, where he's quite brightly orange and red. This figure does come with his shoulder launcher there, shoulder rocket launcher, that actually is made out of weapons from another figure that you can peg together like that and peg into his back, which is kind of interesting, I think, but it works. Now on my copy here, it was very loose where this little peg fits into here, so I couldn't find my clear nail polish. This is a trick that a lot of us have learned throughout the years. When you need to tighten up a post hole like that, you can either get some clear nail polish and paint it on there, or you can carefully use the gel super glue, dab it around that post and kind of twist it around so it coats all of the inside of that post. Then wait about a minute, don't want to wait too much longer than that, and give the item a twist there. So, you know, super glue tries to hold it together. That twist will break up, you know, it actually holding together and help coat fully around the inside of that, the hole in there, and coat on the post. And you want to keep on doing that as it dries for about 10 minutes. About every minute, give it a little twist, or pull it apart and then stick it back together and give it a little twist. After about 10 minutes, it coats it and it dries up to where you don't have to really worry about it locking together like that. So I had to go ahead and do that little trick so Jazz could have his shoulder cannon. That's actually, I believe these are Hound's weapons from an upcoming release of Hound that hasn't made it out yet. and by pegging them together that way, they actually fit on Jazz. I'm going to try and transform him pretty quickly here, because this is based off of the Studio Series 86 Jazz, which I already have. Not sure if I made a video on him or not. I don't think that I did. But he's a pretty cool figure. He's basically the animated movie version of Jazz, with a couple of little differences. Apparently they had to change, for some reason they had to change Jazz's number on the side of his door, because Jazz is a Porsche, a racing Porsche originally, and he was based off of a real race car that apparently, licensing, this, that, and the other, they couldn't get the rights to reproduce that race car, for a Transformer toy. Now, there are ways around that. There's a company out there known as Repro Labels or Toy Hacks, that they do upgrade kits or repair kits to either sit there and take your old figures and redo them, redo the labels on them, all the stickers and everything, make them look good again, look new. And they also do upgrade kits for newer figures that could use a little help, or to try to bring those newer figures looking more like the original, if it's based off of an original figure or not. So I did get the Toy Hacks Repro Labels upgrade for the Studio Series 86 Jazz, which fixed the biggest error that annoyed me with that figure. Is they actually changed the vehicle number. Now, granted, they used Jazz's identification number from his Japanese release, which I think is pretty cool, because over in Japan, the Transformer figures actually got numbered releases. So if you ever get a legit Japanese released figure from the 80s, you'll see on the packaging where it'll say D1 or C15, or actually let's say C14. And what that number is, over in Japan, they were not Autobots and Decepticons, they were Cybertrons and Destrons. The Destrons obviously were the Decepticons, and the Cybertrons were the Autobots. Why they call them Cybertrons, I don't know. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind all that was, but that's the Japanese naming, so that's what they go with. Alright, so I did get him transformed. Oh yeah, C14 was Jazz over in Japan. So the repro labels I got to recreate the original look included numbers for stickers for renumbering him as number 4, which is his American look. Now here is a quick transformation for his vehicle mode. You'll see he's got these like triangular patterns on his door here in the red. He's got them back on the spoiler there. He's got a yellow, let's see if I can get to the camera and if you can see it. There's a yellow Generation 2 Autobot logo right there on his hood. Now, one thing that is interesting in vehicle mode, he only has the peg hole on the roof that's visible, and that, you know, his blaster, his normal blaster goes on there, and everybody's like, well, what do you do with this so you don't lose it? And so, you know, it goes with the figure. How can we do something with that? I haven't seen anybody else mention this. Maybe I invented it, maybe I didn't. Who knows? We'll see. But on the back of the vehicle here, this is where his feet are. And his feet, on both releases that I have this porthole on the bottom of his foot there. Now that was part of the gimmick, that you're supposed to put all these different parts on there and power up the figure, you know, so you can give him bigger feet, and you can put stuff on their arms because there's little peg holes in the arms too. Well, if you just kind of flip down the back bumper there, his foot, it gives just enough room to plug that port into that peg hole on the bottom of his foot. Now twist the little rocket launcher part over to the side there. And now, in vehicle mode, he has a side-mounted rocket launcher. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm the first to figure that out. Probably not, but I haven't seen anybody else mention it, so you heard it here first, potentially. The next figure that I've got is the G2 Toxitron Legacy Evolution Unreleased Sideswipe. Now this one I will not be transforming because I have the regular version of Sideswipe right here in vehicle mode, so I don't feel like transforming two of them in the same video. And you probably don't want to see me, you know, fumbling down here paying attention to transforming a figure twice in the same video. So yes, this is an unreleased color scheme for the Generation 2 Sideswipe. The more commonly known one is the one that was released, where he is all black and has red windows and has like a, I believe, a neon green spoiler in vehicle mode. One thing that does frustrate me about this Siege mold, or Kingdom, Transformers Kingdom mold of Sideswipe, is they cheaped out and they didn't give him a spoiler on the back on vehicle mode. Big missed opportunity, I think. Again, there are upgrade kits out there for an additional cost you can purchase from an individual or a company that makes spoilers that plug into, I believe, like right there, that go back, because this is actually the back end of the car there. Again, I'm not going to get into the whole rabbit hole on trying to save a buck and skimping on figures, but that's a story for a different day. But yeah, this is the unreleased G2 Sideswipe, where he's mostly a yellow Lamborghini with some it's like some cloudscape imagery there on the hood of the car. Now if you transform the car, well, you have to take his rocket launcher off so I can flip this up. If you actually transform the car, you'll see that little cloudscape design goes onto both doors of the car mode, which I guess I've heard people say this is the Miami Vice Sideswipe, which I guess I can see that, you know, maybe they're going for that Miami Vice type of theme, cloudscape and all that. I don't know. In vehicle mode, he doesn't have a visible G2 Autobot logo, so you'll see it's, where is it? Right there on his shoulder. I really like the blue. I like how they fade it into the back end of the car mode. Again, this would be up here close to the roof and the doors and everything, and this is the back end of the car. Let's see if I can angle that just right. You can see like the little tail lights and stuff. You'll see better on the Sideswipe that is in vehicle mode. Now this is based off of his Earth mode, not the Siege Cybertron mode, which is very similar, but like the headlight details are slightly different. Some of the other car mode bits are slightly different. Now this is the actual vehicle mode for this Sideswipe. I mean, you know, just swap the colors and this is what he looks like. Got the good old, it's not officially licensed by Lamborghini, so that's why it can't look exactly like a Lamborghini, but it looks close enough to one that you look at the car and you know what they're going for. For his weapon storage, he does have the peg hole on the top there, and he also comes with one on each side, so that his rocket launcher, which I'm not sure where this Sideswipe's rocket launcher is at the moment, but we'll take this one because it's the same thing. It's got the little port there that fits in his shoulder, then the peg hole one, and you can just peg that right into the side like that, so you can have two weapons, one on each side, blasting away at the Decepticons. Or you could, there's a little peg hole right there on the back end of his blaster. You could put the peg hole from his, or the peg from his rocket launcher in that peg hole, and then put it right on top here in vehicle mode and give him like a double roof-mounted cannon type thing. Again, this not the shoulder cannon that goes with the red Sideswipe. It fell off somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it went. I'll find it. It's got to be close around here somewhere. But yeah, these are the new deluxe figures for the Generation 2 Toxitron Walmart exclusive Transformer set right now. If there's not Walmarts in your area, I've heard they're on Hasbro Pulse. You can find them that way. Please, please, please do not buy them off of eBay from these scalpers that are charging $50 and higher for these figures that are $25 in the store. Please don't do that. Don't feed the scalper BS. I mean, if you absolutely cannot get them any other way, I understand. If they're your favorite character and you've got to have the figure and you can't find it any other way, I get that. If you're just a collector wanting something that looks cool, please don't feed the scalpers. You know, wait. They will eventually pop up cheaper on eBay once they saturate the market. You know, you will find a fellow collector who finds them in stores and is willing to pick you up one and send it to you, stuff like that. Don't spend $50 and $70, and I've seen some postings for as much as $150 for this Sideswipe right here. That is ridiculous. Please don't do that. Alright, y'all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this next video in my Transformers obsession right now. I'll try and mix it up a little bit with something else next week. I don't know, I just film these and whatever pops into my mind is a good subject or something that I found was cool recently. That's generally what I film with. So, alright, y'all, take it easy, be good, stay cool, check on your neighbors, check on your friends. It's too damn hot out there. Y'all be good, and I'll see y'all next week.